meeting with Buddha Sasana. So we have the best chance to follow the Dhamma in this Buddha Sasana, in this dispensation. In Buddha Sasana, there are three kinds: Pariyatti, Patipatti, and Pativedha. Without Pariyatti, Patipatti cannot be successful. Without Pariyatti and Patipatti, Pativedha cannot be achieved. So Pariyatti is like the embankment of lake or pond. Patipatti is like water, and Pativedha is like lotus flower. If there is no embankment, water cannot be retained or maintained. If there is no water, there can be no lotus flowers. So the correct method is the criteria to walk the right path of Pariyatti, Patipatti, and Pativedha. So now I would like to encourage you to follow and to practice the Dhamma, especially noble Dhammas. Noble Dhammas. One who practices the Dhamma is called Dhamma practitioner, in Pali, Dhammachari. So when you are practicing Dhamma, you are practicing Dhamma. When you help other people, you are practicing Dhamma. When you are keeping the precept, you are practicing the Dhamma. When you are practicing meditation, you are practicing the Dhammas. So today, you practice the Dhamma. So there is one verse that appears many times in the text and commentaries. As you know, Dhammo Hawe Rakati Dhammachari, Dhammo Sujaino Sukha Mawahati, Esa Nisanso Dhamme Sujaine, Natokate Gachati Dhammachari. Dhammo Hawe Rakati Dhammachari. Dhamma protects one who practices it. Dhammo Sujaino Sukha Mawahati. The Dhamma well practiced produces happiness. Now, Esani Sanso Dhamme Sujaine. This is the benefit of the Dhamma well practiced. Natokate Gachati Dhammachari. One who practices the Dhamma does not go to the state of sufferance. Here the past life, Dhammo Hawe Rakati Dhammachari. Dhamma protects one who practices it. Here protects means protect from falling into the four woeful states. So we believe that there are many lives. There were many lives in the past, and there will be many lives in the future. Those lives can be good or bad lives. If we cannot achieve the complete unification of mind in this life, That is, if we cannot become Buddha or Arahant in this life, there will always be future lives. If we have to be reborn in future lives, we want to be reborn in happy lives. We don't want to be reborn in unhappy lives. In order to avoid going down to those powerful states and to be free to be reborn into the state of happiness, we need to do something. We need to practice the Dhamma. The practice of the Dhamma protects us from falling into the state of sufferings. If the Dhamma is practiced in order to liberate from samsara, this practice will eventually lead us to liberations. The ordinary practice such as dana, sila, etc. can help us to be reborn in the state of happiness, but this cannot lead us direct to the realization of Nibbana. In order to attain Nibbana and to be free from samsara, we have to practice Vipassana meditation. Vipassana meditation can lead us to that goal. However, due to the ordinary merits as dana and sila, we have the opportunity to practice Vipassana meditations. So, good deeds we do can always protect us from falling into the state of sufferings. If these merits are aimed at liberation from samsara, they will lead to liberations. The second life says, Dhammo sujeno sukha mawahati. Dhamma, well practiced, produces happiness. Here, well practiced means practiced with the understanding of karma and its result. We believe in the law of karma. Karma can be either good or bad, and the result can be good or bad. We believe in the law of karma. This belief is not blind faith, but belief based on wisdom. With this belief, people do good deeds. When good deeds are done with these beliefs, they are called practicing the Dhamma in the correct ways. The Dhamma, when practiced, produces happiness. Here, happiness means both mundane happiness and supramundane happiness, Lokiya Sukha and Lokuttara Sukha. Mundane happiness means happiness and place of rebirth, that is, rebirth and the human world and Deva worlds. Supramundane happiness means realization or enlightenment. So the Dhamma, when practiced, can bring these two kinds of happiness. Here, for supramundane happiness, we are not to be satisfied with ordinary merit as dana and sila, but we have to practice vipassana meditation. The practice of vipassana is the only way of the purification of mind. It is the only way to reach enlightenment. This is the benefit of the Dhamma when practiced. A person who practices the Dhamma does not go to the state of samadhis. So when we practice the Dhamma sustains us and protects us from falling into the state of samadhi. So when a person practices Dhamma in his next life, he will not be reborn in the state of samadhis. So when we practice the Dhamma, whether the practice of dana and sila or the practice of meditation, we get instant happiness. When we give something to someone, we experience joy and happiness. This is the benefit of the Dhammas. So in conclusions, when we are practicing the Dhamma, we get the benefit of the Dhamma and happy future rebirths. If we are totally successful with this practice, we will be able to attain enlightenment. We may achieve the complete purifications. So, may you be free from all suffering. May you attain Nibbana.
According to item number 4, we are going to proceed with the Navakama offering.